Hey there, everybody. My name is Joanie. This is Weathered Wings, and we are gonna stamp today, okay? Or I'm gonna stamp today, and hopefully I will inspire you to stamp at some point. But I'm using the new IOD stamp. It's called Garden Bouquet, and let me show you. This is what I want to make. Okay, so I'm actually doing a masking technique. So this flower and this flower is from the Garden Bouquet stamp set. Okay, it looks like this. Okay, looks like that. And actually the little signature over here was from the new, I can't remember the name of this one, ephemeral type. And it's just got topography on it, so it's pretty cool. And then the little ferns and pieces in the back is a really old stamp called Bronze. So, yeah, so that's some of the little pieces that are in the back. I hate that light. So, let's get started. Who is new to stamping? And if you have stamped, have you masked before? So these are the masks. So all the new IOD stamps come with masks, okay? And so they look like this. They're just flat images of the stamp so that you can place them over what you have stamped without smudging your design. So, like this is a mask, okay? So it's just a little, real flat image of the design, okay? So, let's come down to the table. All right, again, this is, so I have, all right, this is what I made. Now, I have these little frames that I ordered from Amazon. This is what I was looking for last week sometime. And so I took the little, just go ahead and do that. And then I just have these little canvas panels right here. Okay, so that's what I stamped on. It kind of, you know, it's just canvas feeling. And I took the, I don't have a frame in there. I mean, a glass or anything in there because I didn't want the shine or the reflection. I just like it like this. Okay, so, and all I did was, and these are nice because they have a little hanger on there so you can hang them or you can display them on a table. And then they just easily pop out. This, like this, and these didn't even have glass. It was more like a little piece of plexiglass. And you can save this and, you know, use it on something else. You can use it on those little, on the transfer little sheets we did that day. Okay, so let me just move this off to the side and we'll get started. And I, you know, I painted the frame, all that good stuff. But it's a very easy project. And I'm going to start by painting the canvas. I'm just going to paint this. And I'm going to use the same paint that I've used the last few times. So I'm just going to take a little paintbrush. Let's see, do I have a little one? Yeah. All right, again, I'm using, this is Paint Couture's chalk style paint in the color Farmhouse Linen. Okay. And I'm just, there's no, nothing special about this, just painting it. This actually feels a little bit more like, fabric, kind of like linen or something, but so it's nice. I'm going to actually move this over so I don't, I'm going to hang it up back here so I don't mess it up. So we stamped, and then if you notice, I aged it a little bit with just some wax and some pigment powder. The easiest way to do that. That way, if you're one of those that's, you know, scared of the dark wax or colored wax, this maybe won't be so scary. These little things are hard to hold though while you're painting. I'm gonna actually, so y'all seen me spritz before when I'm painting. That's just because this chalk style paint will, you know, it'll kind kind of start drying up and tugging on you. So I just spritz my I almost said camera. My canvas, and just get the paint moving again so I can get a smooth finish, okay? And I'm gonna take my hair dryer. All right, so now let's design our, or let's plan our design, I should say. All right, again, I've got the frond stamp, the ephemeral type, and the garden bouquet. So this is the one I want to focus on. So I want to make like 4 of these, and this one, okay, I don't want to do the same as I did. This one was the hydrangeas right there. And this little, I don't know what, this is a, looks like a little peony. But anyway, I think these look like roses right there. So I think I'm gonna go with those. Now, when you mask, if you've seen me do this before, what you want in front, okay, like I wanted those hydrangeas in the front, so I stamped first with those. And then whatever you stamp first is what you're going to end up masking, okay? So I used that yesterday. Let's see if I can just leave that right there. That may be a good place. Okay, this takes a lot of room is all. All right, before I pull this off, I'm going to take a little piece of sandpaper. What is this? This is 120. Won't hurt it. And I'm just going to scuff it up just a bit. Not really scuffing it up. I'm just kind of making it not slick. I thought I would just cut around this, but I think I'll just get a piece of my thin mount. I think I have some left. Let's see if it'll fit. So, and just pull it off. So a thin mount is just this little piece of plastic. It's got grid lines on it. And I'm going to just lay it on there and cut it out. And that, you know, you see how big that was and kind of floppy. So when I have it on this thin mount, I can hold it better. And you'll see what I'm talking about when I go to stamp it. Give me something to hold on to, and then I can like come down with it and lift it up easily. All right, so I've got that. I've got my mask. Now, what I was saying I should do, a lot of times, instead of using the thin mount, I will just cut out where it is on the sheet. But I was just so close to all these others, but you can just cut this out and leave it on this as your thin mount. So, I'm going to stamp that first, but I want to kind of figure out what I want to do. I'm going to put some greenery behind it again. This is the fronds. We're going to start with our black ink. Okay. And I'm just going to use my pad and go up and down like this. You can use your brayer. Again, like I said, you can use your brayer and kind of roll it in the ink and then roll it over this, over your stamp. All right, and so I'm just going to put this down. I like to make sure I don't have anything on the flat part, but you can always fix it and tape over it. All right, so I'm going to come down right right here. Try to get it straight. That's what's one good thing about these lines. It kind of helps you, the lines on the thin mount kind of helps you, or helps me, because I'm bad at keeping things straight. And then just kind of gently tap this. You don't want to press real hard because then you'll kind of like smudge the image if you've got a lot of ink on your stamp. I've learned that the hard way. So just kind of gently stamp down, and if it doesn't come off good enough, you can always take a little paintbrush, dip it in the ink, and fix it. I do that all the time. Okay, let's see what we got. All right, so pretty, so pretty. Okay, so that's what we have so far. It's so pretty. All right, so now I'm going to take a heat gun and set the ink. I did get quite a bit on there. I don't know if you can kind of see where it's really dark. Like right in there and right in here. There's a lot of ink. So you really got to get that dry before you move on, before you put your mask on there. All right. Now remember, so we're masking, and I stamped because this is the image I want in front. Okay, everything else is going to be behind these flowers. So what's in front is stamped first, and it's also what is masked. And this is what I mean by masking. You put the mask right over it. See how it fits perfectly. And then when you stamp on top of that, it won't mess this up. So let's put our mask on here. We're just going to lay it right on the top there. Okay. And since I want this kind of going this way, all right, I'm going to stamp. So I'm going to use the gray ink. It's called Stone Gray. And it is really light, so I think I did yesterday. I did stamp. I actually used my braider. I'm gonna, let me show you. You can take your braider, and I just kind of rolled it in there just a little. So I just mixed them. All right. Did not put this on a thin mount. So I'm going to kind of come down just a little bit. Let it drop right there. Try to hold it with one hand. And tap it. Make sure you're not going to press it and pull it up, because it will kind of stick to your fingers. And then also right where your mask is, you might need to press just a tiny bit harder right around the mask. It tends to, because it's not level. All right. So now I'm going to use this. Let's just do that real quick. Just a little. Okay. We'll have this. Now, I'll just do it like this. All right, see right there how I kind of didn't get it right there. So I'll show you what we have so far. So if you move your mask we're getting an arrangement. All right. So now I wish this mask would have had this part cut out, because see, I don't have that little piece now that needs something stamped there. I might do that with my scissors later, but for now I'll just work with it. So now I'm gonna put that mask back on there, the big one. All right, so let me heat this up real quick. Okay. I'm gonna put it this. Go with that just right there. Man, this gray ink, I can't even see it. It's on there. I know it's on there, but it's just, I can't see it. So that's why I keep grabbing this black, just to give me a little bit of color more. Uh-oh. Ooh, that one didn't do too hot. I'm gonna leave it. All right, and then I'm gonna do one more. Use just that way. All right, so I want this kind of come in around here. Okay, and I'm gonna put let's see what we got. Now, before I move on, let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to take a little paintbrush. I'm going to dip it into the ink like this. And I'm just going to kind of dot where I know that leaf, that little bitty leaf was. I'm just going to kind of fill it in like it is filled in on these other ones. And you can always look at your stamp to see same for this. Okay, there, looks good. All right, now let's see what we got here. All right, so let me show you what we have so far. All right, so here's our little arrangement. So see here, this is what I'm talking about. Right in here, the mask was not cut out. So wouldn't that have been pretty if it had been cut out? That would have been all the way through there, which I would have loved that. All right, but this is what we're going to do. I'm going to just fill it in with the ink. And of course, I keep losing stuff, or it keeps dropping down. See, all I'm doing is just kind of connecting it. See right there? It just sometimes where the mask is, it won't go all the way. Oh, I didn't stamp the signature. Hold on. This again, ephemeral type, so it has all this, typography stuff. There's also this one. Of course, you don't stamp the whole thing. You just it's just for effect. I'll tell you what, let me just do this one. just gonna if that was on a thin mount, it'd be so much easier. So let's just see. We'll go straight up. Ah, I love it. Oh, I love that one a lot more than the other one I did. All right, so see how pretty that is at the bottom? Just a little something extra. Okay, we'll quickly just get some paint on here. And I did do 2 coats. And so while I'm letting that ink dry, because we have got to go over the ink with wax, and you don't want to try that with unless the ink is good and dry, because then you're just gonna have a smeary mess. But you can be done right here after you can seal it with wax, or you can seal it with a polyacrylic. The only reason I'm doing the wax is because I do want to age it with the decrepit dust. All right, so normally, y'all, I would wait for this to dry a little bit more, but I try to, I kind of want to do the whole process. All right, so here's the clear wax. So I'm just taking the clear wax, and I got one of these nice thick chip brushes, which makes a great wax brush. It actually does better to go over cardboard than, you see right here what I'm doing? Just kind of wiping it off just a tad. Okay. I'm actually just going to rub it on here because it doesn't matter if there's a lot on there. All right. So, all right, you can be done. I mean, that's it with it waxed, and you can put it in a frame and be done. But let's just go a little step further. And you would do the same thing with your frame. Let's go ahead and do that while I got the wax out. Now, I'm going to take this other chip brush, okay, and I'm going to use the decrepit dust right here. Yeah, I'll just dump out just a little bit. It does not take much at all, y'all. Okay. And then I'm just going to tap it in that decrepit dust. See, it's brown. I don't know if I even showed y'all that, but it's brown. And you can use a dark wax. You know, you could definitely use a dark wax here. I just thought I'd show you this just because this is a little bit easier. Just kind of block most of it off. And then just put on as much as you want. So, you know, you can start in the corners. Okay. And just kind of come down. You can do it randomly if you want to. See, it's just going right in the wax, so you're just kind of, pay attention to what I'm doing. Just I'm lightly rubbing it, okay, just because you can always add more, and guess what? You can take it off, okay? So if you get done, you're like, oh God, I really don't like that. What do? You get your clear wax out, and you just rub it over there. You can do it all over if you want to. I kind of like to keep the center you know, light. I'm kind of do this way, this little corners like that. haven't even dipped my brush back in there. And look how much it's just a little goes a long way. You know, after you kind of rub most of it off, if you want to kind of go over the whole thing. And then when you're done, and if you're like, I have too much, like I was saying, take your brush with your clear wax and just take it off. Okay, that's all you have to do. So I think I'm really loving this. So I'm just gonna kind of leave it at this. If I want to add more, just come back and add more. Tend to have fun. I just keep going. All right, so I love that. I love how that's turned out. So see, it's just kind of antiqued a little bit. Of course, you can do more. Same thing with the frame. Just dab it in there. Okay. Lightly. At least got a little everywhere, but we're not done. But wait, there's more. Did y'all see what was on the other one? All right, I'm gonna grab my gold, a little bit of gold, and my little wooden wheel, and I need a little stick. All right, so I could just use this, you know, just kind of go like this, but it does tend to, I guess that's okay. See what I'm doing? I'm just barely putting it on the edges. But y'all, it adds so much. It really does. So I've got it on all the sides, in and out along the edges. And then I just took it, just whatever's left on there, and just let it do its thing. Whatever it wants to do, let it. It does get on my nerves moving around like that, but, and there we go. And that's it. So we're just gonna put it back together. So I'll just leave it like this. And then you can see. So then there's our little bit of gold. This one's dry. But now I have a pair. Okay. That's it, guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you real soon. Bye.